Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's February 16th, 2017. It was 1 year ago today that I put out my video on the death of Vanity before the 58th Grammys. In that video, I said we might be reading about the death of Prince soon, and I showed why. He would die April 21st, 2016, Prince. I put out a video that day and I said how his death was going to be connected to the sports championships, including the NBA Finals, the World Series, and the Super Bowl. You might recall that the first day of the NBA Finals was the day they released the cause of death for Prince, and they said it was fentanyl. Now, check this out. We just started using the language of reverse ordinal and reverse reduction gematria. These are two very relevant methods to this study that I have been overlooking for the 3 years that I've been doing this research. And with this new layer of gematria decoding, our research is going to go a lot further, and it's going to make a lot more sense, and it's going to be way more undeniable. The research was already undeniable. This was the missing link to take us to the next level. So I want you to notice fentanyl and Prince. Prince supposedly died from an overdose of fentanyl April 21st, 2016. Notice that in reduced gematria, fentanyl sums to 34, just like Prince does in reverse reduced. And the difference in these two methods is in reduced, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is the 26th letter, but Z isn't worth 26, it's worth 2 plus 6 equals 8. You make each letter a single digit, then you add the word. In reversed reduced, Z is 1, Y is 2, X is 3, up to A is 26, but again, you make each letter a single digit, so A isn't 26, it's 2 plus 6 is 8. You make each letter a single digit, you add. So fentanyl and Prince match, reduced and reversed reduced, and Prince and fentanyl also match. Remember, 38 is the number of death. Also interesting, in ordinal, this is using the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is 26. There's no reduction here, so Z is worth 26 in this method. Reverse ordinal, same thing, but Z is 1, all the way up to A is 26. Notice fentanyl is 97 in ordinal, and Prince is 97 in reverse ordinal. Fentanyl and Prince, a match. Now, there's a whole lot more to this. What's interesting is the word death in reverse ordinal is also 97. Again, death and Prince, a match in gematria. Prince died this year on April 21st, 2016. That date is written 4/21 in the U.S. Prince had the song from Purple Rain, I Would Die For You, and he spelled it with the number 4 and the letter U, and used the 21st letter, so 4/21. 4/21, 2016 was the 112th day of the year. Houston equals 112. There's two starting quarterbacks in the entire NFL that have 112 name gematria. They're Andrew Luck and Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan from Atlanta, home of the R&B hip-hop group 112. You might have noticed the winning score of the Super Bowl was at 11:02 in overtime with 11:02 left on the clock. That is not a coincidence. These games, they're so scripted. But right now we're talking about how Prince was a ritual for this Super Bowl. Remember, Prince performed his last concert in Atlanta before falling ill. And that was the big story, that he performed so well in Atlanta and then died a week later. Surprising. So Prince died at age 57, right? It was the Queen of England's birthday. The Queen turned 90 that day. Recall they lit up Niagara Falls purple the day Prince died, the day the Queen turned 90. Vanity, Prince's girlfriend who died before the 58th Grammys, is from Niagara Falls. Purple Rain in Gematria sums to 58. She died before the 58th Grammys. Prince died just before his 58th birthday. 57. With regards to the Queen of England, think about the New England Patriots who were in their 57th season. When you write out 57 as a word, it sums to 131. Like championship, like Super Bowl. World Series equals 57. NBA Finals equals 57 in reverse ordinal reduction gematria. Prince dead at 57, this championship number. So Prince dead on the 112th day of the year. He died in an elevator. And notice, elevator in gematria is 118. Just like the word death. Just like the name Prince Rogers Nelson. And if you go back and watch my video from a year ago today, I show how the cause of death for vanity was a cause with 118 gematria. And I showed how that was coded into Prince's name and more. I talked about how many people have died in history by that number. And lo and behold, Prince goes on to die, as I thought he would, in an elevator, having 118 gematria. If you've ever heard of Eric Prince before, he's the man who owns the private military company Blackwater. His sister is Betsy DeVos, who just became the head of education for Trump. Their father, a Prince, last name Prince, also supposedly dropped dead in an elevator. Interesting. With regards to the 118 connection, notice that Patriots in ordinal gematria sums to 118, just like Tom Brady in reverse ordinal. Notice the 98s as well. Next year will be the 98th season of the NFL. The word Queen equals 62. The Patriots have a chance to become 6-2 in Super Bowls with Brady and Belichick. In Minnesota, where Prince died on the Queen's birthday, Queen 62. The sum of the score in Super Bowl 51 was 34-28, 62 points. Tom Brady had 62 attempts. It was Tom Brady's 34th playoff game. Again, let's not forget the 34 connection with fentanyl and Prince. The word murder also has gematria of 34 and 38 using those two methods. I should have put that up here. Murder using reduced is 34 and reverse reduced is 38. Just like fentanyl, same thing. Opposite of Prince. So, for another connection, Prince in Jewish gematria is 197, which is the 45th prime number. New England in reduced and reversed reduced is 45. Remember Donald Trump, the 45th president, couldn't stop talking about the Patriots from before becoming president all the way up to the present. Year ago on the campaign trail, gave a huge salute to the Patriots when he was in their neighborhood. Let's not forget that the name Trump equals 25. Brady won his 25th playoff game in Super Bowl 51. The AFC won their 25th Super Bowl. The name Bill Belichick equals 97. It was the 97th season of the NFL. 97's the 25th prime number. You see how this all lines up so perfectly? Prince's cause of death announced game 1 of the NBA Finals. Major Super Bowl riddle. There were a lot of Prince tributes throughout the NFL season, which I documented on this channel. For just a little bit more, check this out. New England Patriots in reverse reduced is 98, just like Tom Brady and Patriots. Again, the 98th NFL season upcoming, Super Bowl in Minnesota, near where Prince died. US Bank Stadium that's hosting equals 38. Like Prince, like fentanyl, like murder, like death, like killing. Remember, Denny Green, former coach in Minnesota, dropped dead the day before they opened the stadium by the numbers. And I showed what his death had to do with the upcoming Super Bowl 52. He died 52 days before the start of the season, the first season with that stadium, which was this past season. You know, Prince died in Minnesota in the offseason. Minnesota opens their new stadium. A lot of work I've done on Prince. This new gematria revelation is really, helping us see a lot more clearly. Something else interesting, Tom Brady in reduced and reverse reduced is an opposite of 51. You see how they're a match? He just won Super Bowl 51. Houston, Texas, 51, connecting right in. See how it all comes together? It's amazing, this piece. And just in case you didn't know, George Herbert Walker Bush, the 41st president, did the opening coin toss for Super Bowl 51. Notice George Herbert Walker Bush is 118, 41, he was the 41st president. Skull and Bones equals 41, he was a Skull and Bones member. Some parallels between Bush and Brady and Gematria. It's interesting that Brady is 85 in Reverse Ordinal. National Football League equals 85. Home of the NFL is Chicago, who hasn't won the Super Bowl since the 85 season. Again, Tom Brady was the 199th overall pick of the 2000 draft out of Michigan. Patriots in Michigan, Gematria 46. 199, the 46th prime. He was the 199th pick. Mind-blowing stuff. Manchurian athletes, born and bred to be. Tom Brady's just a mediocre talent. The only reason he looks so good is because it's all a script. The defenders don't play the same defense. His receivers allowed to catch the ball. The NFL's a joke. Tom Brady's entire career has been scripted. And, we're talking about Tom Brady, who's been the face of the NFL, along with Peyton Manning, who's out of the league now. Let's talk about the face of another league. Again, it was LeBron James who won the NBA Finals where Prince's cause of death was announced. Notice this. In Reverse Ordinal, James and LeBron summed to 33. The huge number in the NBA. So many things are 33 in the NBA. Almost every NBA great you've ever heard of is 33. Of course, LeBron plays in the only city with 33 Gematria, Cleveland. Notice LeBron's also 96 in Reverse Ordinal, the number for Freemason. No doubt LeBron's a Freemason. When you write out 33, it sums to 66. LeBron also has Gematria of 66, like the word king. They call him King James. Last year, he won the NBA Finals on the real King James's birthday. The Cavs and Warriors played each other for the first time in Oakland since the NBA Finals Game 7 on the real King James's birthday on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Missed my video on that, go back and check it out. LeBron last year became the first NBA player to go to 6 straight NBA Finals since 66. And remember, 7 represents completion. I have a feeling he goes to the NBA Finals this year. I haven't decided if he's going to win or lose. I'm still torn on it. Need to do more homework. Since game 1, I've said it looks like we're in for part 3 of Warriors and Cavs. No surprise, just based on what happened the opening night of the NBA. But I have this feeling that LeBron probably will not go to the NBA Finals the next season. Maybe have a down year. He'll turn 33. And I have a feeling he's going to get shipped to New York City. I have a feeling that New York is going to return to being a good basketball team when LeBron goes to New York. That's some scripting I've seen going on throughout his career. When the king returns. But anyhow, in light of this 33 in Reverse Ordinal, it just ties right in with Cleveland. What else blew my mind is Cleveland in Reverse Ordinal is 48. I should look, is it the Cavs' 48th season? Let's check real quick. It might be the Cavs' 48th season this year. Let me see. NBA Cavs Pro Reference. I think this is the website I want. I should know these things. These are the types of things you need to know when you're determining who's going to... Or I know where I can find it real quick. Cavaliers Wiki. Let's see what season they're in. Oh, I can't think for sure. Does that mean 47 years or 48 years? I think they're in their 47th season, Truth Seeker. Yeah, they are. So the Cavs are in their 47th season. Next year will be 48. Okay, that's something to keep in mind in light of this new revelation. Cleveland in 48. They're in their 47th season. Ohio equals 47. The NBA had its first championship in 47. The Philadelphia Warriors beat the Chicago Stags. That's now the Golden State Warriors. They won it in 47. That was the 46-47 season. So Cleveland, next year will be 48. LeBron will be 33. LeBron will be 33 in the Cavs' 48th season. Think about that. But look at this. James has Gematria 48, matching up with Cleveland. So does Donald Trump, who had his GOP convention in Cleveland by the numbers. And then remember, LeBron and Donald Trump were in the White House November 10th, 2016, 2 days after the election. The Cavs were congratulated for winning the finals. Donald Trump was congratulated for winning the election. They said it was the first time Donald Trump was in the White House. That same day, it was a Thursday. Thursday night football was the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Cleveland Browns. Baltimore just outside of Washington, D.C. The Baltimore Ravens were originally the Cleveland Browns. Words such as federal, masonry, secrecy have gematria of 33. You know, part of the reason there's a Cleveland tribute going on. Washington, D.C., the federal headquarters. That date that LeBron and Trump were at the White House and the Ravens hosted the Browns, that was a date with 57 numerology. The Cavs last year when they won the finals, won 57 games in the regular season. And I told people, I said, that's the championship number. That's a sign that they should win the finals again. I was saying all year last year, the Cavs would defeat the Warriors in a repeat. Called that before the season began. It's all in the numbers. Look at NBA Finals in gematria, 33 and 57. You know, the Cavs were the 33rd team to be down 3-1 in the NBA Finals, the first ever to come back. The only city with 33 gematria, 57 wins in the regular season. This reverse gematria, it is really opening the door on things. Of course, LeBron, King James, wears number 23. King 23, Donald 23, symbol 23, parallels with Donald Trump, LeBron James. You know what else? I just thought about something. Okay, so LeBron James has a new TV show called The Wall, right? Just came out. Donald Trump ran on building a wall. Donald Trump was announced as the 45th president on the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. Berlin Wall equals 45. Donald Trump, the 45th president. The word wall in simple English gematria, W's 23, A's 1, L's 12, L's 12. Wall equals 48. The name Donald Trump, the small way equals 48. This week, tomorrow, Friday, February 17th, will be the 48th day of the year. In the movie The Great Wall's coming out. 48th day of the year, Wall 48, Donald Trump 48, LeBron James has a new TV show, The Wall. It's a joke, truth seeker. The Wall, the small way equals 27. Last year, when Donald Trump was announced as the president, that was the 27-year anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. To take it back to the NBA Finals, this could be an obscure parallel, but LeBron James did score 27 points in Game 7. It was the Cavs' 103rd game of the regular season. 103 is the 27th prime number. You see? Just before Game 7, the actor Anton Yelchin was crushed and killed by his own car, reportedly, at age 27. He had 103 birth numerology, 103 the 27th prime. Hours later, in the Cavs' 103rd game of the NBA season, they would win Game 7 of the NBA Finals, LeBron with 27 points. 27 days later, Nate Thurmond would drop dead, who played for the Warriors and Cavs, and is very likely the biological father of LeBron James. If you don't know Nate Thurmond, number retired with the Cavs and Warriors, I used Nate Thurmond 2 seasons ago to project that the NBA Finals would be Warriors and Cavs before they'd ever played each other. LeBron had a crucial amount of points on a special date and a tribute to Nate Thurmond, who wore 42. LeBron scored 42. LeBron James, English reduction, the small way, 42. Anyway, Nate Thurmond was also born in Akron, Ohio, where LeBron James was born, also where Steph Curry was born, the star players of those two teams, who were born in the same hospital. So there's a lot of things going on here. Just trying to drop some additional knowledge for those of you who haven't seen my older work. I got videos on all these things. Last year before Game 7, I put out 2 videos. The death of Anton Yelchin and why that signaled the Cavs would win Game 7 in Oakland. And I did a video on the death of Len Bias. Len Bias died 1986. They said that he might have been the greatest basketball player if he hadn't died. Would have overshadowed Jordan. He died on June 19th, which is the King James's birthday, what was Game 7 of the NBA Finals. I showed a lot in the video I made on this last year. There's so much information here, but notice, the year he was drafted number 2 overall. Look at the teams that drafted. The Cavs, Len Bias was taken by the Celtics, who had a player fall down injured on the court, and then died later, Reggie Lewis, by the number 213, which we'll get to. But anyway, Cavs, Celtics, Warriors. Len Bias was drafted between the Cavs and Warriors, who were playing in the finals last year. Died on the same date that was Game 7, 30 years earlier. He died 213 days after his birthday, and as I explained last year, a lot of black men have been killed by this number. It's the number for Black History Month and so much more. Well, guess what else? It's the number for the NBA Finals in Reverse Ordinal Gematria. You know? It's sick, Truth Seeker. And what I was explaining last year is Len Bias's death is synced up with the present. You know, LeBron James was just a little baby. He was probably already chosen as the chosen one. The chosen one. And with regards to LeBron's chosen one tattoo, there's something else I want to teach you here. Cleveland Cavaliers, in this method that we're researching, this reverse ordinal, which is opening up a lot, the 318 is the reverse number for pi. And I did a video a couple months back on how this number is connected to Christ. This number, significant in the Bible, it's connected to Christ, as in Jesus Christ. Just think about that with LeBron James and the chosen one tattoo and all of the 33, Jesus crucified at 33. There's something bigger going on here. I'm going to do more research on this, but I'm just putting out this last point for anyone who followed the work I did on 318. There's that TV show that Fox put out some years back called Touch, and it's about how numbers interconnect people in this world. The world's a matrix of numbers. The first episode is about the number 318. This number has to do with cycles and circles. Has to do with Jesus Christ. Very interesting that it's on the Cleveland Cavaliers. When I saw that, I thought, there's something greater here with the chosen one on LeBron James and him playing on this team and him being used at this moment in history and the parallels between the Trump presidency. And there's a whole lot of layers here that you can only appreciate if you've been following my work. But there's more research to do. There's more homework to do. I just want to share this for now, because, you know, this calculator makes things very easy, and this new method is a real eye-opener. If you missed the videos I put out yesterday showing off this new reverse ordinal and how it totally foreshadowed that Donald Trump was the president to be, you know, go back and check that out. This is a game changer right here, this new Gematria cipher. New for us, one I've been overlooking all this time. So we'll wrap it up. Going to do one more video today on the death of several rappers from the Screwed Up clique. It seems that they've all been murdered together over the years in rituals. Same type of thing we just showed with Prince. Same type of thing I've showed a million times on this channel. You never seen my work on the death of Michael Jordan's father? Got to go back and check that out. The work I just put out earlier this week on Tom Cruise's mother. Murder by numbers. It's an old game. It's an ongoing game. And when you know the language of Gematria, you'll catch it. Until next time.